Tom, thank you for joining us today. How does CVC drive business model innovation within healthcare?
Well, what we are trying to do is looking out towards the future of products and technologies and business models that might become very important to Johnson & Johnson, and make investments now in those companies so that we can learn what they are doing, how they are doing that, because we believe, especially with new business models, which is changing the whole environment, especially in consumer healthcare, that these things are going to be very important, and we need to learn on how to use those models and how we can use them for our own products and technologies.
And can you tell us about the philosophy of your unit?
Well, yeah, it's very simple. We are strategic investors, so we invest in technologies, products, business models that are important to one of the three sectors of Johnson & Johnson. We are not financial investors. We don't do this to make money. We want to be financially prudent on how we use our balance sheet, obviously, but it's strategy first, financial returns second.
You spoke earlier today about the 4 most important ecosystems in the world for J&J.
Yes, well, what we have done, we have created innovation centers where our investors are based in what we believe are 4 important scientific ecosystems in the world, the whole Californian area, and we are based in South San Francisco. The East Coast, obviously, where we are based in Boston. London, to cover the UK and also continental Europe. We have a satellite in Israel, which is for us very important from a medical device point of view. And then Shanghai, not just because of China, and we believe that China will become an important ecosystem for both pharmaceutical products and medical devices, but everything around China, whether it's India, South Korea, Australia, and so on. So for us, ecosystems are those areas where you have a combination of great universities, venture capital groups, other investors, research centers, and that's where we want to be, because we believe that's where new innovation will come from today and probably tomorrow.
Yeah, it really is across the whole world.
It really is across the whole world, yes.
We're at the beginning of 2019. What are the challenges that you see coming your way this year?
Well, our challenges are that there is a lot of innovation going on, and we need to try to figure out what are those things that best fit with our strategic objectives within Johnson & Johnson. And so you have to weed through all this data that we see happening, all this innovation that's going on, and trying to pick out the best ones that fit the best with Johnson & Johnson. So that's always is a challenge. And then of course we have sometimes internal challenges, leadership changes, strategy changes. We have to understand what those things are and continue to work with those changing environments, both internally and externally.
And we're here in Monterey. What brings you to the 2019 GCVI Summit?
Well, I believe this is a very important group. It's a combination where you see all the corporate venture groups are represented here. It's becoming a very important source of financing for startup companies and for entrepreneurs. And being able to talk to my colleagues across industries, what their challenges are, how they look at opportunities, how they are making decisions, what's important to them, how they are organized, that helps me in trying to improve what we are doing as Johnson & Johnson Development Corporation.
Tom, that's great. Thank you very much.
More than welcome.